This is Valley News Live at noon.
Good afternoon and thank you for joining us. I'm Anna Johnson. It was a chilly, windy morning with temperatures back in the negatives, and it'll get even colder from here, which is why tomorrow is a first alert weather day. Let's go to Summer Schnellbach for a quick look at your weather. Summer?
Thank you so much, Anna. Yeah, today is not a first alert weather day. Tomorrow is for even colder temperatures, but there's still a lot in the weather headlines for today. We have still been seeing some gusty winds, which is leading to tough travel in some areas with continued low visibility, blowing and drifting snow, and of course those icy roads as well. Next, the dangerous wind chills that we're expecting with gusts over 30 miles per hour this morning. We had wind chills between 20 and 30 below, and it's going to be colder for tomorrow. But don't want to skip today. Here's what a recent snapshot of a plow cam in Minnesota looked like. This is along Highway 75 south of Hallock, Minnesota, and visibility was quite low, quite terrible. Here's a snapshot of I-94 near Rothsay, Minnesota. And even though the visibility isn't quite as bad, you can see the snow blowing across the highway and that obstruction in visibility a little farther off in the distance. Visibility is at 1.5 miles in Thief River Falls, just over 1/4 mile in Detroit Lake. So still quite low across portions of northern Minnesota. We're seeing a wind gust to 29 miles per hour in Jamestown, 26 miles per hour in Oak. So that brings us some very chilly temperatures. Here in Fargo, we're going to stay below zero all day long. But Anna, coming up in just a few minutes, I'll let you know just how cold it will be for tomorrow and when we might see a little warm up.
All right, thanks so much, Summer. Well, new at noon, one family is cleaning up smoke damage following a laundry dryer fire this morning. The Becker County Sheriff's Office says the crews were called to the fire around 1:15 this morning to a home outside of Detroit Lakes. Firefighters learned the homeowner was able to put the fire out, but the crews checked to make sure everything was safe. The house has smoke damage and minor damage from the flames, but no one was hurt. You'll now have an option for a vaccine-only show at West Acres Cinema in Fargo. The theater says it will offer 2 vaccine-only audience shows a day. To get into the vaccine-only movie, you'll need to show proof of vaccination status, and you can use your actual vaccine card or a photo of it. You'll need to bring your ID as well. And for more information on this and movie times, you can find that on the VNL News app. The Biden administration will begin making 400 million N95 masks available for free to Americans starting next week. The masks will come from the government's strategic national stockpile, which has more than 750 million of the highly protective masks on hand. The masks will be available for pickup at pharmacies and community health centers across the country. They'll begin shipping this week for distribution starting late next week. And this will be the largest distribution of free masks by the federal government to the public since COVID-19 pandemic began. The CDC is recommending schools cancel high-risk sports and activities in areas of high transmission. High-risk sports include football, wrestling, and will schools in Minnesota adhere to this advice? Well, Tyler Job has more.
Schools have been in this situation before, balancing pandemic precautions with sports and extracurricular activities.
We believe that we continue to do it in a safe way.
According to the CDC, more than 99% of the country has high levels of virus transmission. Houston County falls under that category. But La Crescent Hoka Interim Superintendent Dale Carlson says the district plans to continue sports activities.
We think it's what's best for our kids right now to be able to still provide that opportunity for them to practice together, compete together, learn together.
Health experts say sports poses a greater risk for the virus to spread, but at the same time, they say they're good for students' mental health.
Kids find so much joy in sports that are doing it.
Mayo Clinic sports medicine specialist Dr. David Soma says sports are good for kids physically and socially. When you take sports away, he says kids lose their normal routine and become more isolated.
And we know that those aren't always the best for them either.
Soma says playing sports in this current environment has its risks and benefits.
If we can keep it going as safely as possible, that I think is in the best interest of kids in most situations.
Carlson says the district keeps in touch with other schools and health departments to make decisions about sporting events, so things can change at any time.
Health and safety remains our top priority. But also with that, we want to provide these opportunities for our students.
In La Crescent, Tyler Job, News 8 Now.
In other school news, only a fraction of a percentile of SAT test takers achieve a perfect score. That's according to the College Board, which administers the exam. And a senior from Southern California recently completed the feat. The 17-year-old said he prepared when he had free time, and he's the vice captain of the robotics team and student body president. Snapchat says new parental controls are coming soon to the social networking app. These include options to limit friend suggestions for teen users so that strangers won't easily find their accounts. Snapchat will no longer show accounts for 13 to 17-year-olds as suggestions to others unless they have a certain number of friends in common. The company says more details about that and other controls will be unveiled in the coming months. Coming up at noon, why it could take months to get your auto repairs done. But next summer, we'll be back to tell us what we can expect with tomorrow's First Alert Weather Day.